Always pushing health, wealth, better understanding self, and giving praise to the Most High. So check this out. In this video, we going over Ryan Clark, Shannon Crowder, and Fred Taylor. They're going over the Caleb Wilson incident where he was unalived at Southern University. So I liked his take, but I'm gonna break it down. There's some things that he said that I still feel like they pushing the goalposts on this. I'm standing on it. I still feel like when you affiliated, you got a different take than if you're not. So y'all ain't saying cancel it. It's like you're not really coming up with nothing that's gonna be effective. But without further ado, y'all know I like the whole y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. Let's get it.
Fellas, obviously, Chan, you make fun of me all the time for being in a fraternity, mostly because of the one I'm in. But also know your father was an Omega. At Southern University, probably 15, 20 minutes from my house, Caleb Wilson passed, and he said he was being hazed or was a fraternity ritual. There's so many other things that go on with the legal and criminal part of that process, but he was laid to rest this weekend. There was a memorial at Southern, then also in Kenner at his church. And just another sad situation of a young man losing his life. Now, 3 other people who are also involved in that, young black men, will lose parts of their lives as well, man. Chan, it just don't seem like fraternities should be that damn important to where folks losing their lives over.
Y'all know how I feel. And my father, Randy, and James, my granddaddy. So I would be a 3rd generation Q if I pledged. And my whole thought was like, I look at it and I joke with you about it, but it's like I'm paying money and getting my ass whooped and drinking sour milk to have friends. I can make friends myself. So that was my whole thing about the fraternity side of it. But the pleasant thing, man, you know how people go too damn far.
Shout out to Channing Crowder. This just shows me he got a backbone. Even though his fathers and his fathers, grandfathers was Omegas, he wasn't with it.
Far, even with football, they the pledge and the earn your keep and all that stuff. But there's some insecure, dumbass people that want to go too far with it. With the fraternity thing, I understand it. I understand as I got older. I didn't understand when I was young, but as I got older, I understood the connection. I understood the community of y'all wiggle booty fellas. But I understand that with
Y'all wiggle booty. That's what I'm saying, man. So he messing with him, but man, some of y'all, man, listen. College be having a lot of fruitcakes.
the cues and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I understand that. I understand even with UF, the UF ties when everybody go Gators and they walk up. Like, and I understand that. But there's gonna be people that go too far with stuff. And hazing, like earning your keep, that's what gets me, man. Cause I was never the dude, cause I had to go get chicken nuggets for Junior Sal, Zach Thomas and them. I had to go get food whenever hey, I want a sub, young blood. Okay, I'll go grab you a sub. And I did that. But don't punch me in the chest. Don't kick me in the bitch. You want to wrestle? Let's wrestle. But like, I'm not gonna just stand here and let you whoop my ass and all that stuff. So I think the hazing thing, the physical, I would say, the physical hazing thing is out of line. And for Caleb to lose his life off of it, it's just kind of reaffirms what I've always thought about it.
Yeah, no, first, man, rest in peace to the young man. Obviously,
salute to him.
Certainly a tragedy, and no one should ever, as you mentioned, see lose their lives to any type of senseless, act or crime. Hazing is just short of gang initiations, especially in these fraternities. You joke about getting your ass whooped. That was the one reason I didn't pledge. I had a close friend growing up who was a Kappa. He wanted me to pledge Kappa. Some other people wanted me to pledge Q. But I'm like, man, I don't see myself getting my ass smacked with the paddle or whatever. But, other than that, I admire, the Omega life and what it stands for, etc. But, I don't believe there is no tradition, brotherhood, fraternity or what have you that's worth, losing your life. But more importantly as well,
Straight up.
I think those people that do it, that promote the hazing on a physical standpoint, they have to understand that hazing is illegal in 44 states. And namely, those are mostly the states where those schools are. You know what I'm saying? Where you go.
Fred missing the point that they're trying to copy off of what they seen clear people doing. So it's like automatic, bro. It's not a good thing. We ain't get Black Wall Street or nothing because we had people in the Divine Nine. That was strictly we was getting it from the muscle.
Gonna go and you're gonna.
But watch what Ryan Clark says, which totally makes no sense. Check this
Want to
out.
pledge in a fraternity or sorority. So I think educating these people that these are the consequences when you commit these acts. There are certain type of things you could do in order to make these people feel a part of the program or the brotherhood or whatever. But when it comes down to being physical, that's totally unacceptable. So I would say learn what's at stake. If you are going to be in a fraternity and you're going to put these guys
No,
through this, earn your way of
cancel.
passage into this fraternity or this brotherhood or this club, learn what's at stake. Because if you do the wrong things, such as what happened here, then obviously you're going to have to pay the consequence.
They
And I think
ain't
even
worried
in
about that.
Louisiana, RC, freshman at LSU, Max Grover, he was hazed, passed away, had made excessive drinking and all that stuff. They created the Max Grover Act, which ultimately says, look, you can go to jail for this up to 5 years. And again, a lot of people don't know these things. So unfortunate of the situation. I pray his family can get through this. Yeah, it's not worth it at the end of the day.
First, condolences to Caleb Wilson's family. I've already reached out to someone at Southern to try to get in contact with them and in some way try to move this tragedy forward in a positive way for the community, for Southern University, for the band, for the Divine Nine as a whole. The Divine Nine, right, was started in the early 20th century to uplift and educate Black communities, right? It wasn't meant to be this thing where you had to walk around like those colors meant you were in the game. We ain't Crippin', right? This ain't Bloods, right? It shouldn't be necessarily this physical initiation to it.
So he's saying the founders didn't create this, which he's just talking. That's like saying, around that time, we're talking about in 1904. This is the same time the NAACP, the Ku Klux Klan, all of these organizations that really reaped total hell on the Black community. And people say these things that we're not saying. It's just like us, a lot of this stuff that's going on, of using Black people in their faces. This stuff they've been using us. So this organization hasn't did anything, bro. The only thing that people know about is the Black Panther Party that they started. That's the only thing we can see and remember and know in history where we know these group of people. There ain't nothing no organization did that act like they was for Black people. They're in bed with the government, bro. This is just facts, man. Y'all don't want to accept that. We gonna keep running in circles.
Pledged in 01, right, at New Iota, and they called us the White House because there was a different level of intensity that went into the way we party, to the way we live, to the way we pledge, right? Like if you was gonna scroll, you weren't gonna skate, and I got that. Of my line, bro, I was probably the person that needed or even wanted to be a noob the least. I didn't need friends. I didn't need popularity. I didn't need to be seen. I was a junior. I had all that. You know what I'm saying? And there were cats, man, when I walked in on the first night, who that's all they had talked to me about since they had been at college. They just couldn't take it. right? I'm not a Kappa now because I wanted it the most. I'm a Kappa because I can learn under adversity. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Kappa because I'm tough as shit, right? And I made a decision the night I walked in, and the first time somebody put hands on me, it wasn't but two ways I was leaving. I was leaving as a Kappa or beating your ass. That's not what it's supposed to be, right? We're not trying to show people that we could be the toughest humans in the world. We're trying to be the smartest. We're trying to be the closest. We're trying to be the ones that sow back into the community, because that's the reason the Divine Nine was created, because we couldn't be a part of these other Greek fraternities, because those fraternities and sororities were white. So we had to build our own thing to uplift each other. But
so you couldn't be a part of the KKK. You ain't, there's plenty of white organizations that you couldn't be a part of. Does that mean that, in some instances it makes sense? Okay, if you get in technology, you're learning, and then you bringing it back to the black community. But this is demonic devil worshiping, bro. This is rituals. This is the definition of the opposite of what our ancestors stand for. And by now, man, if you on that train and you trying to cover this up, bro, it ain't nothing more we can say, bro. It is what it is at this point. Challenge.
That's not what brotherhood is, bro. I remember when I got off of the wall, right? I damn near ain't won't mess with none of them. It was the 6 people that were with me, and that was it, because all I could remember was how you treated me, right? When people came from Alpha Sig, all I could remember was how you treated me. It's still dudes to this day I don't F with because of that, right? Because I know that my thinking is, what you're doing to me, I've been here for 3 years already. You never do this to me in the club, right? You never do this to me outside the dorm, because you know what happened. Now you're taking advantage of me. You shouldn't feel like you're being, and this man lost his life, right? A 20-year-old kid with promise, right? A 20-year-old kid that was smart, a 20-year-old kid that was educated, that just wanted to be a part of your brotherhood, is now no longer here. And
as y'all can see, man, Greek life is definitely similar to the gangs, as we could see. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. They keep telling us about what the founders did, like they stood on business, like they were copying off of what somebody else was doing. But you're taking away from what your ancestors stood for by compromising your morals, your integrity, in my opinion. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have 3 things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.